This is the DEWALT DCN660. This is a 16 gauge 18 volt nailer. This machine is completely cordless. There is no gas at all in this machine. So it simply runs from an 18 volt battery. It will take any 20-degree finish nails. So if you're not familiar with machines like this, there are basically two kinds of machines. There are your first fix machines, which use the larger nails. And then this machine is the second kind, which is known as a finish nailer. This machine is very lightweight, compact and ergonomically designed. If you use the 2 amp hour battery on this, you can expect to fire approximately 850mm nails in softwood. If you use the 5 amp hour battery, you can expect to fire around 2250mm nails in softwood. For most people, that means that you can easily use this all day long just from one single battery. You can buy the machine naked on its own, which is the DCN660N, or you can actually buy it as a kit. If you buy it as a kit, it comes in 2 variations. You get the case, the charger and two 2 amp hour batteries with the DCN660D2. So that would come like that, or you can actually get the DCN660P2, which is the exact same kit but with 2 5 amp hour batteries. So the case is really well designed, and if you actually put one of the batteries on the machine and put that in there, you then have space there for an extra battery where you can fit a 5 amp hour battery if you like, or you can actually put a pack of nails in there and a pack of nails in there. So the case is very well designed, it is very compact, and you can fit everything in there easily, and you still have some extra space for some more small bits at the sides. We'll now just take a look at a couple of features of this machine. It does have a non-marking tip, which is useful, and there is also a spare one of those just down there near the battery. The batteries are very easy to get on and off. Simply press that button in and then pull the battery off, slide it back on. There's a belt hook on the machine which can be swapped over from one side to the other using a TX15 bit. You can simply unscrew that and then screw it on the other side of the machine, depending on whether you are left or right handed. Once that's on, you can simply hook that on your belt. That way it leaves your hands free for when you are doing the work. They've actually designed this machine so that it has a flat top, which enables you to just simply place it down on a flat surface. So you can quite easily put that down on the floor, and then it is convenient simply for picking it up and carrying on using it. The machine can be easily locked by pressing that button. That will then lock the trigger and stop that from being pressed in. To release it, simply press it from the other side, and that releases the trigger ready for action. In the base, we have a couple of bright LEDs which shine at the nose piece where you are firing. As soon as you press the trigger, the work lights illuminate. They will also flash if the battery is low, and if the right hand side one starts blinking, that means that the gun is actually jammed. The machine will take from 32 to 63mm nails as long as they are angled at 20 degrees. To load the machine, it couldn't be easier. Simply slide them in the slot at the back, and then press in the lever on the nail pusher there, slide that all the way back, and then that will push the nails down to the business end of the machine. The magazine will hold 110 nails. To unload the machine, it is very simple. Simply press in that lever there on the nail pusher, slide that down to that side. You can then simply empty out the nails. If the right hand side LED starts to blink, that means that you've got a jam. To remove the jam, start off by removing the battery. We then need to empty out the nails by pressing the nail puller. We can then slide that part down to the other end of the machine, and then you can quite simply empty out the nails like so. To get access to the nose piece, it is incredibly easy. You don't even need any tools. Simply get hold there, pull that forwards, and then that releases the nose piece mechanism. You can then get in there and clear out the jam. Once you've done that, simply push that back, ensure that part goes behind that tab, and then push down on the lever. You will then need to depress the lever on the top, like so, to clear the jam. The machine has two modes of operation. It has the sequential mode, which it is in now, which shows the single nail fire. You can also flick that across to the bump mode, which will fire in the nails whenever you bump down the nose piece. So I'll now demonstrate both of the features. First of all, we'll put it on sequential mode. This is for when you need to do accurate nailing. One thing you'll notice is how quickly it was ready to fire that nail. It's almost immediately. As soon as you press down on the nose piece, pull the trigger, it fires the nail directly in. It is extremely quick. There is no lag with this machine like there is with some similar machines. So at the moment I'm firing in 44mm long nails. You see that it fires them in extremely quickly. I'm now going to switch modes and I'm going to put it onto the bump mode. So now we have the 3 nails showing. If you keep your finger on the trigger, bump it down, it will fire in a nail each time. For firing in nails in the bump mode, it is absolutely rapid. That is the same kind of performance you would expect from a pneumatic machine and a compressor. You can fire nails up to 50mm long in hardwood using this machine. I've currently got 44mm long nails in, so we're just going to test that out. You can see that it fires them in absolutely no problem at all. So I'm now going to switch to the bump mode again, and I'm going to try this out on the hardwood using the 44mm long nails. You can see that it fired them in there absolutely no problem at all. I've now put the machine back onto sequential mode. I'm now going to fix this piece of MDF. As you can see, this is primed already. So we're just going to test out to see how good the no marking nose piece is. To control the depth that the nails are fired into, we have this handy little gauge, which is controlled via this wheel. So if we turn that, you can see that the actual pointer underneath there moves to show you how far in the nail will be fired. So I'll now just test that out. You can see that that is sticking up by a few millimeters. By adjusting that gauge, you can then adjust it until you get it exactly where you want it. That is now completely flush with the surface. That is a really easy way of adjusting the depth, and also because of the visual indicator, it does make it a lot easier. One thing you should never do with a machine like this is oil it. These machines do not require any lubrication at all. So I'm now going to test out the non-marking tip again. You can see that there's absolutely no mark there at all, apart from the head on the nail. I'll also just test the machine out on a piece of panelling. You can see that that fires the nails in there every single time, no problem at all. The machine also weighs in at just 2.65 kilograms, which is a full kilogram lighter than the previous model. So it is very, very light. You could quite easily use this all day long. You would have no fatigue problems whatsoever with it. On the top of the magazine we have some useful information. It tells you the voltage, the length of nails it can fire, the gauge of nails, the angle of the nails, and also how many nails the magazine can hold. I have seen other makes of nailers and I have been lucky enough to have a go with them, and I have to say that they are not a patch on this machine. This machine is absolutely awesome. I'd like to thank you for watching this video, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel.